talk for 20 minutes on a subject of your choice. If you've, okay, I think that's the end of the notices, and Chris is about to, yeah, good, right, it works, my plan then, it works to give you a little bit more time. Right, well, our speaker tonight is notorious, I mean very well known to us. He's a retired surgeon, and he has a very retiring personality. That's not true at all. He gave us a talk last year on chemistry. Now, I forgot what that stands for.
Yeah. Complementary alternative medicine.
Complementary, yeah, I couldn't remember what the C stood for. I knew it was alternative medicine. Chemistry. And tonight he's going to do something completely different, but similar, with magic tricks. So will you please give a very warm welcome to Richard Rawlins.
Ladies and gentlemen, David, thank you very much for inviting me back again. It's a great pleasure to be here. I'm actually here in sunny Bournemouth for the British Medical Association annual Congress and Conference. And there's a lot of doctors over there at BIC making trouble and occasional volleys into the press. Now, this evening I was going to talk to you about the secrets of the magic circle, but I combined that with my other interest in complementary and alternative medicine to present you the magic of alternative medicine, to explain to you how alternative medicine works, for it does work. Oh yes. And some of you may not believe this, but using the powers of the universe and the forces with which you humanists are not familiar, it is nevertheless possible to heal and to engage, possibly to entertain. So can I introduce you to a colleague of mine, and he's going to actually carry out the demonstrations for you. Yes, I am in fact Professor Riccardo. Are we all right with this?
I've gone up a little bit higher, but you know.
Yeah. I'm quite happy not to use a microphone. I am in fact Professor Riccardo. I'm a consultant charlatan, and I specialise in the care of the gullible. And the first thing I have to do, as a practicing alternative medical practitioner, the first thing I have to do is bring you under my power, to engage the forces of the universe so that you can all feel the vibrations that emanate from my very being. And to do that, I'm going to use this solid steel ring, and I'm going to invite you to concentrate on the solid steel ring until you feel your eyelids going heavy. I'd like you to breathe in and out, and in, or perhaps not you, sir, and out. And I want now for you to reassure me that you are under my power. Who amongst you cannot see a square? You all can see the square, good. You are now all within my power and we can proceed. Sir, I don't know which sir, it doesn't really matter. A sir, would you like to give me a simple, a number? A number, sir. Sorry, just a single digit. 3. Another 3. And you, sir, would you like to give me another number? 8. Right. I'll make a note of that here. 3, 8. Now, that's not What was the first number you gave me, sir?
3.
Yeah, the first number you gave me.
13.
Oh, 13?
Yeah.
I thought you said 30. I thought you said 30, but I think... How are we doing? You can see what we're up to. 30, 48. Ah, that's a mistake. Let's try this one. 30, 41. No, we haven't gone right, have we? Sorry? I was aiming for the number 38. Yeah. No, yeah. Okay. That needs to be a 1. That needs to be a 1. That one will need to be a 1, and this will need to be 20. Let's try that. You're going to bear with me. Thank you so much. Let's try that now. That's 28 and 10. That's 38. Right. That's 22 and 5 and 11. That is 13 and 6 is 19 and 19. And this is 18 and 7. That's 38. We're getting there. 8, 11 and 18 and 1 is 38. 17 and 2 and 7 and 12 is 38. 3 is 33 and 6 is 39 and 9. Sorry, 29 and 9 is 38. 15 and 9 is 19 and 19 is 38. We haven't finished yet. Come on, we've got to be better than that. 10 and 20 is 37 is 38. 8 and 2 is 10 and 9 and 19, 38. What about these top two numbers here? 18 and 11. And 5 and 4 is 9, 38. And the side two numbers, 6 and 2 is 18, and 17 and 3 is 20, 38. Whoa, hang on a minute. What about these top four numbers here? 8 and 11, 17 and 2, 38. 18 and 9 is 7 and 2, 38. 9 and 6 and 4 and 12, 19. That's 19. I had to change it. I got it wrong to start. You remember? And you were very tolerant. Thank you so much. 20 and 3 is 23, and 10 and 5 is 38. Oh, now we're going somewhere. Oh, we haven't finished. No. The short corners, 11 and 17, and 4 and 6 is 38. And the other short corner, 18 and 12, and 3 and 5 and 8, 38. And the corner numbers, 1 and 8 is 9, and 10 is 19, and 19 is 38. Not finally, there are a few more, but finally, for the purposes of this evening, just as I'm warming up on this hot, humid evening, the number that's been staring at you in the middle, the four numbers in the very middle, 7 and 2 is 9, and 20 is 29, and 9 is 38. Okay. Now, numerology, and remember, we're talking this evening as a professional charlatan, numerology is one of the most ancient of healthcare practices, and it led ancient man into astrology and all such interests, and the Jewish Kabbalah based on numbers. This, of course, was a magic square, slightly unmagic, because I've got the outright 10 to start with until I did my sums a bit better. Oh dear. But let me show you now about the next thing I want to do. I want to explore the realm of hypnotherapy. Now, you've probably heard of iridology. There are those alternative practitioners who read people's irises. Yeah? Well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm going to read your retina. Oh, yes. So, have you got your glasses with you? Would you want to go home and get them? It does mean you'll be able to miss the rest of the performance without embarrassing. I mean, this young man here, I can see you've got yoga. Would you be able to read book? It's a book. Okay? So I'd like you to read this book, which is called Magical Medicine, and just identify a word in it for me. Would you do that? And when you've identified a word, as a matter of fact, to be perfectly honest, you need to think of a word. But if you use the book as a prop, if you might wish, I'd like you to write the word down in nice capital letters and stare at it until it is really imprinted on the back of your eyeballs. Would you do that? Very important. And just write the word down, stare at it, and then when you've done that, for as long as you can bear, as I say, any word, a word that comes into your head, or it could be a word that's in the book, just you can read an aide grimoire. When you've done that, I'm going to go up the front. I'm not going to see what you're writing, of course, that would be silly. When you've done that, say, all done, take off the piece of paper, scrumple it up, and hold it in your hand for later verification, should that be necessary. Okay? You've got the pretext here. Here we go. And then one, okay? So you go on with doing that book. And remember, in a minute, I'm going to read your eyeball. So tell me when you've done that. Which probably will be sometime soon.
Yes.
You've written it down?
Yes.
You've scrumpled it up?
Yes.
So that I can't see it, obviously, because that would be silly. Thank you. Can I have a pen back, please? That would be very nice, kind of you. Now, can you tell me, was this a word in this book? I don't know how many pages there are.
286.
286. Was it a word in the book, or was it just a word you were thinking of, sir?
It was a word in the book.
Or was it? Blimey, 286 pages. Would you care to just stand here in the middle of the for me? Just so that, and take your glasses off, please, after you walk here, in case you fall over on one. I just got to have a look in your eyeball, yes indeed. Ah, yes. Thank you, sir. I'm now able to read your eyeball. And there are many alternative practitioners who can read eyeballs, but I am one of them. Very advanced iridology. Now, I think you've got it's a very odd word, a very strange word. Zai's real. Zai's doesn't make sense, does it? So, would you come and let me have another look? I think I know what I've done wrong. I looked at your eyeballs the wrong way round. You stick the glasses off for me. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I looked at his eyeballs the wrong way round. It's not Zai's real. The word, sir, that you selected was realised. That is correct. I'm going to take this off. Well, thanks, Professor Riccardo. You stay in. I can still be Professor Riccardo without that kit on. Now, when I came this evening, I asked a young man if he'd bring a book. Sir, can I have the book that you have brought along? And gee, that's a book. And I'm going to tell you how these charlatans are able to read minds as I have just done. Because I was not actually reading the back of his eyeball. No, I must be honest. That was fake. No, what I was doing was reading his mind. Well, how else? I'll show you. No, look, it's no problem. Sir, now let's have a look at this. What I want you to do is hold the book like this when my back is turned. Just decide whether you're going to open it front, middle, or back. Open the page, have a look. Yeah, okay. You see that there are 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just choose one of the columns, one of the words, remember it. Would you let your friend here know which word you chose just by pointing it out, just in case you deny afterwards that was the word that you chose? Is that clear? You're prepared to do that. So hold it there, open it up, point out one of the words to your friend, and I will then attempt to ascertain which word it is from this. One of those words at the top of the column, not from the middle, I'm afraid. Top of the column. Tell me when you've done it. Slam the book shut. I will retrieve the book. And which column was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. The first. Yeah. I will just see if I can ascertain Is this a man's name?
Yes, in a way.
Hang on. I think I have it. You know that I have it. You were trying to fool me, weren't you? The word, ladies and gentlemen, is a homophone. Well, how about that? Words that sound the same but are spelled differently. I think that's about that. And the word is, tell me if I'm wrong, say, how does he do it? If I'm right, the word is Philip. That's correct, Philip. Now, part of the skill of a charlatan is choosing the gullible patient that you're going to make a lot of money out of, you see. And I'm going to choose some of you here this evening to help me with the following effect. I have here 5 envelopes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I must tell you, before I came this evening, I put a 20 quid note in one of them. Sorry? And I'm going to let you all, well, we're going to let one of you choose. No, I'm going to let 4 of you choose the envelope. 4 of you choose the envelope. And how about you, sir? Which one would you like? Oh, before you do choose, the last 5 times I've done this particular demonstration, the last 5 times the 10 quid, 20 quid note has been in the envelope number 2. Now this should not influence you in any way. So would you like to choose an envelope? Which one? I don't even know it. Would you like to choose an envelope, sir? Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet. No. We'll come to that. Would you like to choose an envelope, sir? That's 2 gentlemen. Maybe at the back, would you choose one of the remaining envelopes? The remaining one. Choose an envelope? No? Don't open it yet. Don't open it yet. When I ask you to, would you please accept number 2? Who's got number 2? Would you please, do you want to swap with me at all, sir? You can. Would you like to swap? Very much. You happy with that, sir?
Yep.
Anybody else want to swap? With each other, with me, and you've got number 2, sir. Would everybody except for number 2, would you open your envelope, and whoever's got a 5 quid, 10 quid, 20 quid note inside, shout out, I've got the money. Alright, would you do that? Everybody except number 2. Who's got the money? Anybody got? Nobody's got the money. So I have been successful in choosing people who would choose the number I wish. Now, sir, you realise what happened. The chance of you having won the money prize is going to be 20%, 1.5. Now it's just between the 2 of us. It's gone up to 50%. Do you want to swap the envelope? Well, let's see what's in my envelope, sir. So, would you like to look inside the envelope, take out anything that's in there? Is there anything in there? Oh, there's 10 quid in there. No kidding. Well, you even have it. You want the other? I said 20 quid. Maybe the other. No, you can keep that. What have you got in yours, sir? Oh no, surely not. That's a shame. Nothing at all. Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. I was successful in choosing and persuading you to choose the envelopes without the 10 quid note. And that's how charlatans work. You have to take informed consent from patients when you treat them, both in alternative medicine and in regular medicine. But you can persuade people very easily. How's it done? Well, you may have noticed the way I was standing. If I stand upright like this, you see, it suggests the number 1. And that's what I would like to convey. If you stand like that, suggests the number 4. So that's the sort of body language that we use in order to persuade people to our evil ends. Now, I'm going to try to demonstrate for you how homeopathy works. Now, we're not going to have time for a full homeopathic consultation this evening. You'll be pleased to know it will take an hour. But I am going to choose 3 of you. I want 3 cynics. 3 cynics. You look pretty cynical. You 3 here. Here we are. Here we have Ainsworth's homeopathic repertory. Here we have a number of, and you can check in a moment, they're all identical, these 3. I have a number, I'll read out number 1. Number 1 remedy is for a person worried and restless in both mind and body. A feeling of inner suffering and torment is hidden behind a mask of cheerfulness and humour. They always maintain a smile. This remedy helps them to relax and share problems, to put these into perspective, and assists in creating a sense of peace. And you can check they are all the same. Now, these are genuine remedies from Ainsworth. Why do I choose Ainsworth? Because Ainsworth is a homeopathic pharmacy that service and provide Her Majesty the Queen with her homeopathic remedies. These are the sort of remedies Her Majesty likes to use. And it's certainly given her a long life. Now, you 3 chaps, one of you is going to act the part, for this demonstration purposes only, one of you is going to act the part of the homeopath. You're going to choose which one of you. The other one is going to be the patient. And the third one is going to be the dispenser. Now, there's another thing we have to do. So, can I have the wallet? Now, you, before we started this evening, you pretty kindly shuffled.
Yeah.
You shuffled these cards, and you put them in the wallet, and you haven't touched them since. And I'm going to, these are shuffled cards shuffled by our friend here, and his, is it your wife, sir? Or somebody else's wife?
Somebody else.
Somebody else's wife. And I'm going to give you, sir, little packet of cards, little packet of cards, little packet of cards, alright? Now, when I turn my back, you can surreptitiously, should you, oh, they are shuffled, I've no idea what they are. You can change your packet one with the other. And also, talk amongst yourselves and choose who is the homeopath, who is the patient, and who is the dispenser. And as I walk up here, you would have made that decision amongst yourselves. You may choose to hold those packets or to swap them, and I'm walking up here nice and slowly, and when I get here, I'm going to ask if the patient would be so kind. Who is the patient, sir? Who's the patient? You're going to be the patient. Sir, would you now have a look at your cards and look at your numbers, and you will see it's a 2-digit number. What I'm interested in, sir, is the unit number, all right? Not the tens column, the unit column. You got what I'm getting at? Yeah, the unit column. So, would you please call out this is the cards that were shuffled by my friend here. Well, I say my friend. We haven't met before, and all of these effects, I haven't made any prior secret arrangement with any of you. I mean, that would be pretty silly. I mean, it is a given. I mean, obvious I haven't, but I do just reassure you. But, so, what numbers have you got, sir?
735.
735, 735, 15. Okay? Which is the homeopath? You're the homeopath. Sir, what unit numbers have you, just the units, yeah?
168.
And our other friend?
294.
165 pounds. So, the Dorset Humanists have got 165 pounds to spend on treating this young man here. Sorry? Oh, sorry. £1.65. £1.65 to spend on treating our patient. Now, the patient has condition number 15. A homeopath would take an hour to go through this, and then to do the dilutions. Remember, in homeopathic remedies, it's diluted down so there's nothing in it. which is why it's so expensive. Number 15. Does one of you want to read out in a nice loud voice what is number 15 on the remedy sheet?
Okay. Those who are cynical, sceptical, and do not suffer fools gladly.
Those who do not suffer fools gladly. Well.
Those who feel prickly, irritated by irrationality and logical fallacies.
Whoa.
This remedy assists us with the acceptance of ourselves,
yes,
and to see life as the opportunity it truly is.
Yes.
To choose and to feel love.
To feel love. Isn't that marvellous? What a wonderful remedy. And, sir, would you read out the name of the remedy for 15?
Holly.
Holly! Wow! And how much? And all the prices are different. You've already checked that, haven't you? All the prices are different. How much are we going to spend on this remedy?
165.
165! Well, that's a demonstration of how homeopathy works. It's pretty simple, so long as you keep a straight face. That is the prime requirement of being... Oh, yes, you never know, somebody might invite me to do a show again. So thank you very much for that. We're making slow progress. We've done the iridology and retinopathy. Now, let's try this. And again, part of my skill is in choosing a gentleman who can assist. I'm going to use a pack of cards. I mean, normally use a tarot deck if I'm a true charlatan, but it's using a regular deck is easier. So, cards. Would you like a simple? What I want you to do is just stop somewhere anywhere you like. There you are. And your card, sir, that you've chosen is the 6 of clubs. I didn't want you to see the back of the cards. I'm now showing you all the cards have names on the back. This is a practice pack to help the charlatans when they do their training, because they can't remember the names of the cards. But what they can do is remember the names on the back. You've got the premise here. Your card is the 6 of clubs, okay. Annabelle. I mean, it goes without saying. I mean, they're all... Okay. I'm now going to choose a lady. Madam. May I call you madam? Just joking. 6 of clubs. Let your mind go blank. Very good. That didn't take long. Now, 6 of clubs. I want you to think what name is associated with the 6 of clubs. I can tell you it is a boy's name. I'll give that as a free gift to you. What have we got here? Emily. You see, that's a red card. 6 of clubs is a black card. It is a boy's name. And to help you, on the back here we have the girls' names. Have you got a name in mind associated? You've got a name in mind. Would you see if it appears that they are alphabetical? If there is not the name you chose, would you choose one that's near enough or nearly as suitable?
No, one on here then.
There is one. Would you now look along and see if it is in the left-hand column? Because there are only 26. There are only 26.
It's not in there.
No. Would you look along and select the left-hand column? It has to be the left, because there are only 26. 26 boys, 26 girls. You got one? Yep. Left-hand column. You got one. Is this somebody you know, or somebody you'd like to know? You'd like to know. Well, it's obviously Richard. No? No. We haven't met before, have we? No.
Yes, we have.
Well, your first answer was no, you've obviously forgotten. 6 of clubs. What name did you think might be associated with the 6 of clubs?
Initially.
No, the name has to be the left-hand column because we've only got 26 names.
You want me to say it?
Would you now tell me, please?
Harry.
Harry. Let's make a little table here. We're going to see if we can find Harry. And there's a Harry. There it is. We're going to check all the other cards. I'm going to deal them through as quickly as I can. Pat, your name, madam, what was your name? Maggie. I'm not sure we've got a Maggie. But you can see that none of the other cards are Harry. That's the point. That's what we're dealing with. None of the other cards, all sorts of funny names. English simple names, the sort of name you'd come across in Bournemouth, Muhammad, Ali. But there's only one Harry. There's only one Harry, yes? There it is. Would you place that on your hand face down? With your other hand, that's lovely. Yeah. There we go. It would be quite something, wouldn't it, if the very card, using the name that you thought of under my influence, happened to be the only card in the pack, the Harry card, the only card in the pack, which was chosen by our friend at the back. The Six of Clubs? I don't believe it. The Six of Clubs. Well, this is so amazing. I think there's something in this other world. I can't say anything can account for it. I can't think of how it can be accounted for any other way. Now, I thought because we're in Bournemouth, we demonstrate how chiropractic works. Don't laugh. Yet. Who has got a stiff neck they would like wrecked? Now, this demonstration does contain quarks and bosons, but it is gluten-free. It does contain nuts, I should warn you. But these demonstrations are for entertainment purposes only. There is no therapeutic modality properly engaged. This is all in the imagination. So who would like to trust their arm, their neck, their life with a spot of chiropractic? Dave, I mean,
Yeah, as long as it's gluten-free.
it is gluten-free. If you would just like to sit there.
I've never had a TIA, I hope.
Well, I can assure you. I mean, I could cause you to have a TIA, but I won't. I'm just demonstrating chiropractic happens along the road all the time. Let's just see if we can just... Do you feel that?
Well, sort of.
That's how chiropractic's done. And with plastic cup in front of the armpit. and if you haven't got a plastic cup in the armpit, then you can purchase at your local magic store a little clicker that will make a clicking noise. And there we are, it's as simple as that.
I feel a lot better, thank
You
you.
feel, and you feel a lot better. Watch.
Not mine.
I didn't say it was. I just wanted to show it to you. I don't know what I'm doing. Now, yes. I'm looking for the table. Could you just, if you could just stand for me, could you stand? I don't need that actually. We're going to need this. Ooh. Madam, would you choose for me one of these cans of energy drink? Come, please. Oh, please. You choose one of the cans of energy drink. Oh, no, hang on. Oh, these are all powerful energy. Just choose one, just point to one, would you? Just point to one. Anyone you like. Or would you like an easier question? This one. Now, while I am walking over here, choose one of the others, and now you can shake it up. Now you can shake it up. as much as you like. Go ahead. Thanks. No, what? Choose just one of them because we ain't got, I can only afford one tonight. But come on, one of them. Which one was it? I need to know. I need to know. I want to see. I want to see you shake it up.
I just did.
I want to see it shake it up. Did all the audience see it? What is it? You've got to impart some energy. Impart some energy, madam. You really imparted some energy. Now comes the tricky part. Now what I want you to do, if you would, no, you don't have to. Yeah, right one. Is transmit the energy you have imparted by the means of the Reiki universal energy. You've heard of Reiki, haven't you? It works. Maybe you've got a Reiki therapist at the BMA conference. I kid ye not. When I showed her how she did it, she was a bit upset. But anyway, this is how she transfer the energy. You've got to use a bit of woo. So have you got some woo? Woo. Sorry? No, not me. No. Woo. And then you've got to transmit it to the can over there, which... Oh, you're all right. If you could do it without the move, without that, you're obviously a Reiki master 4. But that's 1 above 3, and 3 is as high as they generally go. So that's, if you really feel confident, you can do it without. Generally, it's better if you use the Reiki movements.
No, but I don't know what they are.
Well, they're sort of like that. It doesn't really matter what they are, does it? Because it's a lot of nonsense. Woo! Everybody can join in. Woo! Well, we've got a test. We've got a test to see if this Reiki energy is powerful stuff, this Reiki energy, I'm warning you. Very powerful stuff. So, I hope you don't mind, but I am going to put on my Reiki-proof garb. That's not right, is it? Oh, there's one arm. Oh, was it? Oh, is that? That's going to... Oh, dear. Well, I've got a nursing assistant to do it there. I'm not used to doing solo operations. Right. Now, you may think I look pretty silly, but not half as silly as you're going to look. All right, we'll use this one. We'll use this one. A little bit more ladylike. There we are. Put that on there, just to protect you. You don't have to put it over your hair. Yeah, put it over your head. Yeah, but not. You don't have to put the hood on. So, you can put that bit on. Yes. Actually, you should have got the tape. We can manage with that. We can manage without that. You stay over here because I don't want you affected by this powerful Reiki energy. That would just pull. Hang on, let's get this straight. You shook that up like William, yeah? And you transferred the energy over there.
Yes, but now this is going to go.
And the audience all saw the energy go. Those of you who have a particular attunement with the universal energy force and the like. Some of you don't believe in it. I know, well, that's bad luck. You won't have seen the energy go. You'll have missed out on part of the demonstration. But those of you who have a stronger belief system will have seen the aura transfer across the stage to that can. Now, this is the one, yeah, stand back. This is the one that you shook like Billy, am I right? cause a little foot.
Foot, yes.
A little foot. Pretty well nothing. All that energy.
It's gone over there.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. All the energy that you shook up has come over here. Oh! That certainly worked. That certainly worked. So that's how Reiki energy works. You've seen a practical demonstration of Reiki energy.
Your mic's dropped a bit.
Oh, Mike's dropped a bit. Mike's dropped a bit. Here we are. This will give you a bit of a lift up. Give me that. Yeah. Red Bull Viagra version. You enjoy that. So that is how Reiki works. So we're getting on with other demonstrations. Oh yes. Now a lot of people seem to think that telepathy does not work. That's not true. Professor J.B. Ryan at Duke University, North Carolina, did research using originally playing cards and getting one group of his students to transmit the playing card image to another student down the corridor in a different room and record on the sheet, and then do a statistical analysis to show that it was possible to transmit the card. Well, the first series of tests didn't do so well. Playing cards were simply too complicated for transmission. However, he then used cards developed by his colleague and friend, another psychologist at Duke University, North Carolina, called Zener, and these are known as Zener cards. What a funny name for them. Zener cards. So I'm going to take these Zener cards, and I'm going to ask you, young sir, if you would just give them a bit of a muddle up, all right? A bit of a shuffle up. Lynn, we haven't made any arrangements, I do know Lynn, but we haven't made any secret arrangements, have we? Just give them a bit of a shuffle up.
Not about this, but...
Well, not about this. Yeah, not about this. So, that's you shuffle them up. What I'm going to do is just place these cards where I think. Notice I'm putting them in the numbered side. All right? Opposite the number side. Let's have a go. Let's have a go here. I've got a feeling about that one. I've got a feeling about that one. Here. 3 up from the bottom, 3 wavy lines, yeah. And so on. Let's have a look at this. Right. Now then, what I want you to try to do, it's the Zener cards are too difficult. We'll make it easy for you, then we'll just do the numbers. So what I'm going to do is look at the card, and I'm going to transmit the number to you. The number. So you tell me which number is this Zener card associated with? Number
4.
Number 4. And the next one, number
2.
Number 2. No ad-libbing. Number.
I can't help it.
Oh dear, she's beginning to annoy me. But she does have nice blue eyes.
Oh, sorry, number 1, sorry.
Number 1. And this one.
Number 3.
Number 3, which leaves.
Number 7.
Which leaves the last one, which is a square. Number 4, which is what I predicted. Thank you very much. But if that's worth a clap, what if I was able to transmit to Lynn all the correct numbers? Now that's worth a bigger clap. Where have we got to now? Oh, I wonder if we haven't quite got the right table for the next. Let's just have a go. I'll just move this table round a fraction. While we're talking about these sort of energies, that was Cornell. That was Duke University of North Carolina. In Cornell, more recently, in the first part of this century, they carried on with these similar tests. And they used computers, and students had to predict what was going to come up on the screen, what sort of card was going to come up on the computer screen. And they found they got very equivocal answers. They weren't getting very good answers at all. And till they used erotic images. Erotic images. So I've got some cards here, which are all locations, yeah? And I've also got some French postcards, you see, with a little bit of sauciness, including one for the gentleman, especially you, sir. And I'm going to give them a muddle. There are 12 location cards. Greetings from India, San Francisco, and so on. There are 12 of them. We'll muddle these up. And now I'm going to need the help of somebody who feels sexy. No, not you, Dave. Come on. Right. Do you fancy chancing your arm? A bunch of sexy postcards? They're not pornographic. We'll hold them face down so as not to. Now, would you care to come and use the corner? If you just stand that side, you stand just that. And take these cards and deal with them one at a time. All right? And as you pick up the first one, just think to yourself, do I get an erotic sensation or not? And part of the thing about being a humanist is that we're all very understanding. And if you should get an erotic sensation, it's quite permissible to admit to that. And so, if you feel this is a sexy card, admittedly not very sexy, but nevertheless, in comparison with a photograph of the Taj Mahal, if you feel it, would you please give it to me? If you think it is a location card, a place card, put it flat on the table. Your choice. In your own time, from now. Pick them up. Don't look at it.
Oh,
No, don't.
easier that way.
I am testing your inner being, your inner sensitivities. Or you can choose. If you think it feels a bit sexy, you give it to me. If you're not so sure, put it on the deck. Okay? And it doesn't have to be alternate. You can take your time, whatever you like. However you want to deal them up. You've got the idea. Now you've got the idea. You just put that on top. Yeah. There we are. Make a little part. Yeah. Yeah, I need 5 more in this pile. Any pile. I'm going to measure how many you've got right. That one? Okay. And that one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Oh! Oh! Oh. Another sexy one. Another sexy. So far, you're doing very well. You're sorting them out. They're all shuffled up, and she's sorting them out just by something going on, isn't there? Sorry. Grand Canyon. Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Ah! Yeah. Wrong on that one. One wrong one. Not bad, not bad. That's better. Whoops. Wrong on that one. Two. Two wrong ones, two right ones, and the rest are all right. That's there, and the last two, there's a sexy one, and there's a non-sexy one. So, you were able to sort out, including the gentleman friend, all but, you were able to correctly identify all but one of the sexy postcards. Thank you very much indeed. I don't know how she did it. Obviously, part of my skill is, of course, choosing the right member of the audience who has the degree of sensitivity. Now, how are we doing for time, chaps? Are we just about keeping pace? Choose a card. Sorry, sir, I'm just leaning across you. Just choose a card. That one there? That one? Would you like to just write your name or something so you recognise it again? Little funny squeak. Well, also it's got VJJ on it. I mean, I don't know why. If I could just take that back here. If I could just, oh, you better keep it. Just leave it in your lap for a moment. Just that's fine. And now I want to invite somebody who has got their good reading glasses on. Sir, have you got your good reading glasses on? Would you like to come forward? Just stand and face the audience. And how about the gentleman there, looking a bit cynical? This is a telephone book. I can only do the residential numbers at the end here. So, but the numbers between, the ones in grey here, between 248 and 347. So would you like to choose a number and tell us what it is?
312.
312. Turn to page 312. Yep. And what I'd like you to do is take your glasses off and scrunch your eyes up and that's it. That's it. And just move your finger down the page and stop anywhere you feel happy. Just stop anywhere you feel happy down the page, yeah? And we'll just, in a minute, could I ask David to go to the blackboard? Would you do that, David? Keep your finger there. Oops, keep your finger there. Go to the blackboard and write down the numbers, which we're going to read out for you. Yeah. Would you just read out the number where your finger is stopped? With your glasses on. I'm keeping my finger mark here. That's it. The number where your finger is stopped.
Without those bits.
Yeah.
016
016 26
77 98
We can't see that.
7798
36.
I'll just do that again. Okay.
016. Yeah, it is the same now. 779 836. Okay. Well done, sir. Thank you very much indeed. Now, these cards are all different places in California. Could be anywhere. You chose one, you signed one. What is the card you chose? Hollywood. Hollywood. Well, I'm not too surprised, because before the show I predicted you would choose Hollywood. And as for this number, before the show I predicted, you hold it on, 016 266, sorry, 26779 836. Now we really are beginning to get towards the end. I want to try one. Sorry? It could be, well, it could have been any page. Page was chosen. He chose where to stop his thumb. Now, I just want to try this experiment, which is a bit tricky. We're going to use this seat. You're running that, aren't you? So, would you like to help us and sit on this seat here that's going to be relinquished any second? Would you like to? Yeah, just like to sit there and attune your sensitivities. Would you be able to do that? Would you be able to attune your sensitivities? I know you don't believe in these things, but I'd like you to try. Yeah? Are they nicely attuned? Just turn around, face the audience and relax. Exactly. Sir, would you be able to come and just sit here? Because you've got an important task. You've got the important task. I'd like you both to sit quietly. Can we all join in a quiet moment of meditation? Just relax. I'm going to ask you two gentlemen, if you would. Your name, sir? Philip. You've already been chosen by my friend, but he spelt it wrong. He spelled it F-I-L-L-I-P, is that right? It's homophobe. Did you know you're a homophobe? I'm a what? Yeah. There's a closet over here. Relax. Close your eyes, and relax and close your eyes. Relax and close your eyes. Will you do that, Philip? You're under my, remember you're under my power, yes? Sir, did you feel anything?
Tap on the shoulder.
Philip, did you feel anything?
Yeah.
What did you feel?
Tap on the back.
A tap on the back. How many?
I can't remember that. Certainly one. Might be more than one. Couple of them.
Couple of taps on the back. Sir, how many times did I tap you? 2 times. And yet he was able to transmit those sensations to Philip here on my right. That's pretty remarkable.
Thank you.
That is pretty. Let me just try one more thing. Philip, could you just turn to face me in your chair? Could you just turn to face me? And again, and you, would you? Sorry, your name, sir. John. John, would you just turn your chair around? Look at each other for a moment. That's enough. Oh dear. We're going to try this again. All right? I'd like you to relax, Philip. Eyes closed. Eyes closed. Yes? Your eyes closed. Sorry, John? John and Philip. Eyes closed, Philip. Yes? Eyes closed. All right? Philip, did you feel anything?
Yes.
What did you feel?
Something on my nose.
Something on your nose.
Well, it might be your finger.
Might have been my
I
finger.
think I stuck something.
I might have stuck something on your nose. Did it feel like anything particular if I tell you it wasn't stuck?
Uh,
What else? What other sensation? Because our friends all saw, and they saw that although I used my fluence, I did not touch your nose. Did I use a feather, Philip? John, what sensation did you transmit to Philip?
A feather on my nose.
A feather on his nose. Eyes open, gentlemen. Thank you so much. They all confirmed that the feather went nowhere near your nose. Admittedly, I was using my fluence, but certainly not the feather. So that is how Reiki energy has a practical application. And you have seen tonight, ladies and gentlemen, a demonstration of how alternative medicine and how being a charlatan can in fact take advantage of the forces of the universe in which you do not believe, you cynics. John, would you care to take a seat? Philip, you can take a seat. Want to try one last experiment? Oh, that's what we're going to do. That is not making any sound. Well, just as easy if I shout loud. Would that be all right? Well, well, shall I just talk loudly? Will that be all right?
Yes.
Thank you. I've told you I've performed these demonstrations around the world, but I have to admit, I don't mind admitting it in front of you, I did get a rash on one of my last going voyages. Madam, who was trying to avoid my gaze. Madam, where do you think I got the rash? Would you care to answer? Please say it so that you know what you on the back. No, I meant where in the world? Anywhere in the world, anywhere at all. It may be somebody local, somewhere local, just here around, or it may be in another county in the United Kingdom. It may be any part of the world. Somewhere you've been, somewhere you've never been, somewhere you have been but don't want to go. Absolutely, your choice. Where did I get the rash? Jamaica. You can choose anywhere. Right. You see how easy this game is, don't you? You see? You've got a choice now, Glasgow or Jamaica. Your choice, you invented both of them. You've got to choose one of them. Glasgow or Glasgow. Is the treasurer here this evening?
Yeah.
Who's that? Right, so would you just check your pocket, see how much money you've got in you, and so as not to embarrass you, you don't need to do that. You can use your imagination and imagine how much money you've got about your person. All right? Imagine. And in a minute I will ask you, but not just yet. So, you've obviously got an itch, not on your back, on your right hand. How do you imagine this rash that I got in Jamaica, how do you imagine it was treated? Because I obviously haven't got it now.
Ganja?
Ganja? Oh, wacky backy. Wacky backy. Well, I'm not sure if it helps the rash, but it stops you worrying about the fact you've got one. Mr. Treasurer, sir, how much did this ganja cost?
£136.
£136. In Acapulco gold. My goodness. So, I got this rash in Glasgow, which was treated with ganja, and it cost £136. Got your eyesight on?
Oh, you want distance?
I'd ask you to read. So you've got your reading glasses on.
These are distance.
Can you read without you?
As long as it's not very small, yeah.
Come and help me here. Big round of applause for Sarah.
Thank you.
Dave, here we are. You've been doing the filming. Now, Dave, you've got the premise of this little demonstration. I've been to Jamaica, and then on the way back I stopped at Glasgow, where I got a rash,
Right.
which was treated by ganja. Know what that is?
I do. I've been told.
And it cost 156 quid or something, is that right? 36. Dave, would you go and fetch the wallet that, sorry, your name was
Chris.
Chris has been holding, and bring it here, and would you then open the wallet and show the audience what is inside this wallet that Chris has been holding? It is a zipper or zipped compartment. Would you care to undo the zipped compartment in the wallet that Chris has been holding? And would you care to take from inside the zipped compartment, from inside the zipped compartment that Chris has been holding, that which is therein? And would you show the audience that which is inside the zip compartment that Chris has been holding? And how would you describe that?
It's a sealed envelope with a little green sticker over it.
This is showbiz. It is a brown sealed envelope, or a sealed brown envelope. There we are. You have two dramatic interpretations. You can choose which one you use.
A sealed brown envelope.
A sealed brown envelope. Would you care to break the seal on the sealed brown envelope? I will assist you, but you see my hands are... All right? That's it. And would you care to take from inside the sealed brown envelope that which is therein? And would you then unfold the paper and read it to yourself, not aloud, to yourself. Read it to yourself, unfold it completely, makes it a little easier to comprehend. Are you now prepared to read in a loud voice so that everybody at the back can hear, even without the assistance of Dave's audio equipment?
Bournemouth Medical Services.
Oh.
Dear Professor Riccardo,
Say what?
Thank you for consulting us about your rash, which developed whilst you were travelling in Glasgow. We recommend treatment with ganja. Our fee for service is 136.
No, we can't stand much more. No, please give Professor Riccardo. Now, I know you're all sceptics, so you may have one or two questions for Professor. Does anyone have a question for Professor Riccardo about alternative medicine?
Otherwise,
John.
I think he's a real magician.
He's a real magician, yeah. Right. Would you like the microphone, John, and ask a question?
Oh, that was a statement.
That was just a statement.
Are you a real magician, really?
Oh, okay.
who knows?
Professor, are you a real magician?
You must be the judge.
Well, I've got a question for you about Reiki, because I've got a friend who practices Reiki, and I'm not quite sure he's going to be convinced when I tell him that I've seen this demonstration with Red Bull. So,
All that he can do, put it that way.
is that all there was to it then?
Yeah, What else? I mean, come on. What else? Be real.
Because he claims that he can put it onto horses and
Of course you can.
all sorts of things.
Of course you can. Since it doesn't do anything anyway, it doesn't make any difference. There are horses, cows, worms, ants. They're all the same. Yeah.
But how is that effect sort of happening then?
Well, I mean, if you want to be serious for a moment, placebo effect, and which is a variety of hypnosis. And I was using a few little hypnotic techniques as we went along. None of you were really under proper hypnotic control, but there were elements of hypnotic technique being used, as I did in my demonstrations. But none of you, I hope, apart from this gentleman here, is fast asleep all the time. But I made the exception.
So can hypnosis really work? Can you be hypnotised?
I have been hypnotised, and I have hypnotised, absolutely. And you and I would spend an evening together.
Can you?
20 minutes.
Yeah, let's pass the mic round, Phil. Go to Paul. Thank you, Paul.
No, I mean, hypnosis is a real phenomenon. Everybody can be hypnotised, it's just some people take an awful long time. Is it really worth it? It's generally speaking, people who are susceptible to people want to be easier, and most people have a degree of susceptibility. It's there's variability like any other biological range of people, height, width, weight, all these things. So, hypnosis has an effect. And placebo effects. Really, I believe, and I'm not alone, there are a variety of hypnosis. It's auto-hypnosis. There's no such thing. Nobody can hypnotise somebody else from a view like that. All hypnosis is a question of auto-hypnosis. You hypnotise yourself. It's like deep mindfulness, like equivalent to deep mindfulness, as if you were meditating. And meditating isn't. Hello? Anybody there? Somebody there?
Somebody is trying to contact us from the other side.
So, placebo effects work in the same way. The same chemicals in the brain, it's just a question of how you jig them up and get them going. What gets your chemicals going? I don't know.
So can you self-hypnotise?
Yes, to a degree. We call that meditation. It's where you're just using English language to describe psychological effects which are beyond easy explanation. So, Mesmer, the Austrian who invented hypnosis, called it mesmerism after himself. He honestly thought he was transmitting his own soul, his own vital energy to his clients, and he called it animal magnetism because he was German but was used to speaking in French. It was in Paris at the time, and he used the French word for the soul. Now, most of you here think that the soul is an interesting philosophical concept, but nothing more. And the French used the word animal, so it was animal magnetism. And he honestly thought he was transmitting elements of his own being, his own soul. And Louis XIV, the one who got his head chopped off. Anyway, he set up a Royal Commission before he got his head chopped off. And the Royal Commission, which included Benjamin Franklin, very eminent American scientist who was ambassador of US in Paris at the time, the commission said, look, this animal magnetism is rubbish. There's no such thing. You're not transmitting any kind of vital force. And Mesmer was really run out of town. But other people took it up in the United States and in this country. A man called Braid introduced the term hypnosis after the Greek god of sleep. He actually introduced the word hypnotism, and then hypnosis became more common word to be used. And that's a real phenomenon, and I had enough time. We can get some of you to be hypnotised, have a bit of fun that way, but I don't use hypnosis in the medical setting. Psychologists do, psychiatrists do. But placebo effects are just a variety of that phenomenon of engaging the mind. I hope I've engaged your minds this evening. And I hope you don't mind. But just remember, it is true, an apple a day really does keep a doctor away. But for those of you who want real privacy, why don't you try eating garlic? That'll keep everyone.
Paul's got a question.
I
Yeah. think it's on.
Are you saying that hypnosis really doesn't exist?
No.
Because I have a daughter who is the bane of my life, and she was an avid smoker from a teenager to the time she was nearly 50. And she tried several times when she had children to give up smoking, but she couldn't give up smoking whatsoever. And one day I suggested to her, why don't you try hypnosis? And I paid for her to go to a hypnotist. She went once, he spoke to her for 3 hours, she's not touched a cigarette since, and she won't go near anybody who smokes. So how would you explain that?
Well, how wouldn't I explain it? I mean, he was able, in that 3-hour period, to persuade her to enter her own consciousness at a subconscious level and to decide. She decided hypnotism.
But she was a nicotine addict, don't forget.
Well, she wasn't obviously a chemical addict because she wouldn't have been able to give it up. That's what the definition of an addiction is, chemistry. Nicotine isn't quite the same way as heroin, which she would find very difficult, wouldn't give up just immediately. No, she had habitual smoking desires, and she was able to sublimate these desires and put them aside. And she needed the help of a counsellor, who in this case was a hypnotist. And he was able to help her. That's super, that's great. I've known women have babies without any form of analgesic except hypnosis. And I myself performed an appendicectomy under no other anaesthetic other than hypnosis. I didn't do the hypnosis, the anaesthetist did in that case. But yeah, I mean, hypnosis is a real phenomenon. I don't dispute that. But if I was to say that hypnosis involves summoning down the spirits and tickling your chakras and dynamizing your aura and all that stuff, well, that's tosh.
But meditation isn't.
No, meditation's fine. Meditation is what you do when you go to sleep. You lie there and you think, oh, I wish I'd put that money on and if only I'd backed the other horse, I'd have been, chosen a different. I mean, that's the way human beings work. Our minds work.
Have you ever studied meditation?
No, not studied. I know about it, but I've not studied meditation.
Okay.
Hypnosis would be it. Yeah.
Paul, let John ask a question just behind. Thanks.
How did you do? Is it going? How did you do the one with the feather? I mean, I didn't see any hypnotic stuff.
No, it's done subtly, wasn't it? But what you did see, let's be clear. What you saw was Phil.
Yeah, you speak into it.
Phil was over here. Phil was over here, and I did woo him a bit, didn't I? But I didn't touch him, and I didn't touch him.
But he had his eyes closed.
Yeah, well, he had his eyes closed. No, of course he didn't see. It's at the subliminal level. It's using the, remember in that role, I was Professor Riccardo. He was a charlatan. He's making it all up. He is using the forces of the universe. Richard Rawlins, can't do that. Of course I can't. That's nonsense. But Professor Riccardo can because he's a charlatan. And he demonstrated how he was able to transmit, Phil, it wasn't me, John here, transmitted those forces, the tickle on the nose or the 2 taps on the back of the shoulder. John transmitted those. I didn't transmit them, that was John. You asked John how he did it.
Okay. Phil, you've got a question.
Another Phil.
Do you think that alternative medicine practitioners believe that they're doing conjuring tricks, or do they believe they're using something sort of magical or
I mean, how do you tell? How do you tell? Some of them may believe what they're doing. They do. There are people who go to church who believe that water turns into wine, or body of Christ, or blood of Christ. The bread turns in at the moment of transubstantiation. They really believe that is the body of Christ. None of you here believe that. I shouldn't think. But there are plenty of people who do believe that. They really believe, some people really believe that one night, NIGHD, one night, an angel came to an Arabian warlord and took him on the back of a white horse to Jerusalem and showed him around, and then went up to heaven where he met God and Jesus before returning him to his cave above Medina. And there are a lot of people in this world who really sincerely believe that. I can't account for that. It's beyond my comprehension how they can believe these stories, but there we go. We all know that they do sincerely believe. Or do they? Or do they?
Very good question.
They can't admit they don't usually because they'd be in serious trouble in one particular issue. And it was true in the Christian religion in this country in the Middle Ages, you couldn't admit, even if you thought there was a lot of nonsense, you couldn't say so. You'd be dealt with, as you know. Oh, well, yes, my friend. You know. That's why you're humanists.
You mentioned homeopathy.
Yes.
Now, that is a load of tosh, isn't it?
Yes. But don't take my word for it. Take the word of Dr. Sally Davis, Dame Sally Davis, who is the Chief Medical Officer, very senior appointment, can't get much more senior, for advising the government on medical matters. Collecting, she doesn't know all about medicine, but she gets all the best information and then tells them. No, she didn't say it was terrible. She said it was rubbish.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
Well, that's her exact words.
But it is prescribed on the NHS, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but yes, it is, and I proposed it. The graph is going down. The number of prescriptions
just like homeopathy, diluted.
No, I don't. the number of prescriptions is going down, and the expenditure is going down. I still think it is wrong to prescribe homeopathy on the NHS, simply because it creates a mindset. It gives a sort of a psychological permission, if you want to use psychological terminology, permission for these people to be daft. And I don't think we should encourage patients to be daft. We can have a lot of empathy with them, we can say they're there, and we can love them, and we can spend an hour counselling them, and they'll feel better, and that's great, you know. But if you start giving them pills and saying these pills are going to do something for you when they contain absolutely nothing, nothing active, I mean they contain sugar, but nothing active, I think that's unethical and wrong. It's certainly wrong for doctors to do it. I think that is just so wicked and naughty. But Sir Michael Rawlins, who is no relation of mine, same name but twice my size, he is head of the medicines agency, or has been, now retired. And I've asked him, why doesn't NICE, when it wasn't called NICE, why doesn't NICE look at homeopathy and prepare a report, which shouldn't take long, about 5 minutes would be long enough, and say, look, we're not going to pay on the NHS for homeopathy. Why don't you do that? And Michael Rawlins has said, because persons of influence wouldn't like it. That's what he's told. And he's told other doctors too, not just me. That's the world we live in.
Great.
There's been a lot of studies, I think, that say the placebo effect works.
Yes.
There's even been studies recently that
yes.
says even if you know that
correct.
It's a placebo,
absolutely.
It works.
Absolutely.
And if you're if homeopathy is cheap enough, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, you can say, but I still think it's a bad thing to lie.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a bad thing to tell patients that the pill is going to have an effect when it doesn't. You drink a bit of advanced hypnosis there. Shaking your hands. Either that or it's a mason. I don't know.
Friend sorry.
Yeah, if you took a homeopathic preparation, you would need, other way around, this is Ben Goldacre's figure, the chap who used to write The Guardian, doctor, he's very keen on evidence-based medicine. And now he has done the sums, and his example is as follows. In order to have a better than 50-50 chance, okay, 50-50 likelihood of there being at least one molecule, one or more molecule, of an active substance in a homeopathic solution, prepared homeopathically, which is 10 to the 30, isn't it? No, 10 to the 60, 100 to the 30. Let's know homeopathy quickly. Have you got time? I mean, I don't know if you're interested. Or...
Yeah.
Well, how did he do that? I don't know. Why did he bother? I don't I won't do the sum, other than to say, when you go to Boots, and you can buy homeopathy, you will find that it's usually, let's say it's arnica, quite common, arnica, okay? Arnica.
Richard, can we give you a mic so that everyone can hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you really need a mic?
Some people do. Yeah.
Do you? Well, it comes out the front then.
That's fine.
Arnica, you will look on the little bottle thing. I sometimes bring it with me. I didn't know we were going to be doing these. Anyway, and it says Arnica 30C. 30C. It could say 60C, 200C, whatever. 30C was recommended by Hahnemann as being the best potency. That's the word he used. German. He wrote in German, of course. 30C. 30C, the C stands for centrum. Centum, 100. So it's 30 to the power of 100, for those of you who do mathematics. 30 to the power of 100 is the same as saying 10 to the power of 60, which is the same as saying 10 with 60 noughts after it. Well, there are only 10 to the power of 80 atoms in the observable universe. So we're talking pretty silly numbers. Ben Goldacre points out to have better than 50-50 chance of there being one molecule of arnica, you would need a sphere of water the size of the average distance of Earth to the Sun. If you had a sphere of homeopathic water, a sphere the size of the average distance from Earth to the Sun, then, and only then, would you have a better than 50-50 chance of having one molecule at the 30 centum standard. That's the standard dilution. Of course it's rubbish. I'm a bit tired of it. We're supposed to say, oh, well, if you know, there may be something in it, or maybe, come on. There might be unicorns, there might be a flying spaghetti monster. And as you say, somebody said, we are spending NHS money on it. We're stopping that. It's slowly drying up. But you've got to bear in mind that Peter, what's his name? Not Taylor. The chief homeopath, the Queen's homeopath, he is a consultant at University College London. A consultant, like I was a consultant with a big surgeon in Bedford. He is a consultant. He will be earning about £120,000 a year prescribing this sort of stuff to patients.
It works for him then.
Sorry?
It works
for him! That's a good gag. I'm going to use it. So, let's roll back this conversation roll back the conversation 30 seconds. Peter Tribe, sorry I can't remember his name, it's very well known, I talk about him a lot. The Queen's homeopath, works at UCH, is a consultant, earning £120,000 a year, so that proves it works for him. That line is now in my script. Thank you very much.
You'll send him an invoice later.
I think we'll...
NHS consultant, he's paid by the NHS. He's an NHS consultant. No, it's not private. I mean, charges are pretty private. I she is an NHS patient. And I do know why Prince Charles believed in homeopathy, because I asked his homeopath, and he shouldn't tell me, but he did. I'll tell you. I said, come off it. What is Charles doing? Playing around with homeopathy. And Charles' homeopath, who'd given up homeopathy, wrote a book about how he gave it up. He said, well, the thing is this: if you're Prince Charles, you can't say, I need counselling. I'm a psychological wreck. You can't say that. Now, Harry has recently said it and got a lot of credit. But Charles is a different generation, different era, different circumstance. Charles is not able, psychologically, to admit it to himself that he's a mess. And he just found it easier to say, oh, I'm absolutely he's so much better. He just found it an easier cop-out. I don't mind Charles using homeopathy. What I object to is him giving his royal warrant to Ainsworth, who make the stuff, because that's marketing. He is marketing, and that's very different from if Charles privately likes doing whatever he does. I don't know what his proclivities are. Not my business. If it's private, that's not my business. But if he brings it out into the open, comes out in a closet and says, "Oh, I think you should try homeopathy," and he does. He has given speeches where he's told the medical profession to integrate homeopathy in the NHS. I mean, he's come up and said that. And yet, as soon as you challenge him, he runs away and hides, won't actually enter into any meaningful debate. So therefore, I'm afraid I cannot support Charles in this area for that reason. It's intellectually dishonest.
Is it not more stupid than that?
Sorry, I beg your pardon, John.
Sorry, is it not more stupid than hello? Hello?
Hello? Is anybody there?
Is it not
there is.
You were suggesting that it was just some sort of therapy for himself, but he's also given speeches in which he's recommended it for treating animals as a way of reducing the penicillin, the antibiotics.
Very dangerous. We've been discussing it actually this week at the BMA, with trying to reduce. Most doctors do not realise that 80% of antimicrobials and antibiotics are used non-human areas. For plants, not just for other animals, but for plants as well. And the worrying thing is they're used prophylactically. They're used to prevent infection, not to treat infection. Whereas vaccines are fine for human beings. That's to prevent children getting measles. But antibiotics should only be used to treat an identified infection. And we were all quite amazed when we had the statistics shown to us that most antibiotics are used in the animal world for, as the farmer sees it, I'm not going to argue about it, as the farmer sees it, for preventing infection in his cattle, as much as in cows and so on. But that's what they believe. We're not entering that debate this evening. I don't know enough about it. Yes, madam?
And pigs as well. And in pigs as well.
Pigs as well?
Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah.
It's worms as far as I know. Yeah, not all animals. But particularly the farm, the close domestic ones, the pigs, the cows, probably chickens actually, I don't know. Some of you here will know more about the matter.
Okay, I think we need to wrap things up. Will you please give another big round of applause? I hope you've enjoyed this evening. If you have enjoyed this evening, please pop a pound or two in the bowl before you go. If you haven't enjoyed